Hey there, YouTube land. Kind of froze there for a second, I think. Uh, Tonight we're going to be talking about comic book movies. Well, some of the comic movies that I have in my collection, the Blu-rays that I still have there. I don't have a lot of comic book Blu-rays, but I got a few, so we'll look at those. And I'm going to let you know my thoughts on each one and where I think they kind of fit in the comic book movie pantheon, I guess you could say. Because, well, today I saw well, actually yesterday I probably watched it, the Fantastic Four trailer came out, and I want to give my thoughts on that. And they changed over the course of like the last 24 hours. The first thing I thought when I saw the Fantastic Four trailer was, that's not my Fantastic Four. That's not what I remember. And it's very science fiction-y. I wasn't sure if that was good or not, but you know what? Watched it a couple times and saw what they were doing with it, and it made me like think back of of the Brian Bendis kind of like Marco Millar Fantastic Four, and then I watched the video on Emerging Awesome channel, and that he kind of got that vibe from it as well, like the Ultimate Fantastic Four type of thing, and I started to get a little curious, a little bit excited. My hair's a bit of a mess right now. I know that's nothing new, but just finished doing the cat litters and stuff like that, chores. But yeah, I was pretty excited to like see that, and I like to realize that. And I like to say, if you haven't checked out Emergency Austin's video, he's a really good guy. He does a lot of stuff on the superhero stuff, like when Game of Thrones comes out, he does that. That's not superhero, but he does Game of Thrones. He does like he does Korra. He does like Arrow and Gotham and Doctor Who and stuff, all the kind of cool geek stuff that I'm into. So I do watch a lot of his videos, and sometimes I don't completely like agree, and sometimes I think he's spot on, but I always think he's entertaining. There's a lot of people that are entertaining. So if I never got you my last shout out video, that wasn't because well, not because I forgot you, because I hadn't planned to be a shout out video, but I just wanted to shout out some people along the way. I've been up late and I wanted to get some people out there, but I will be doing a proper shout out video down the road. So if anybody thinks that they're missed or slutted, they weren't. They will be in the video when I do it, and I'm always going to forget one or two people, so you can just kick my butt when I do. But yeah, I'm actually intrigued. I think that some people have gotten kind of nutty over it online. I remember on one Facebook page, and the guy's like, it's going to make $600 million. And I'm like, both Fantastic Four movies together didn't make $600 million. It's not exactly a viable franchise right now. It's not like this movie does well. You could, can see Fantastic Four becoming like a serious franchise. You could actually see maybe a crossover between the X-Men. And I'd honestly like to see that. I would actually like to see the Fantastic Four crossover with the X-Men. That would be kind of cool. Kind of a geek dream there. Because, they're kind of their own entity within, Marvel doesn't exactly have them. So these are Fox's properties. And they seem to be doing okay with the X-Men movies, but they haven't really gotten Fantastic Four movies to go quite right. I mean, first one was okay. The second one, pretty bad. I know I geeked out when I saw Silver Surfer on the screen originally, because I'm a big Silver Surfer fan. But that being said, they weren't that good. Seeing Jessica Alba was good, and the makeup on the Thing was good. But honestly, to be completely honest with you, I think I preferred the costume of the Thing from the 1994 movie. It'll be interesting to see them go in a different direction. And I think of all the characters that you can do and take in a different direction, the Fantastic Four, the first family of superheroes, the world's greatest superhero comic book, basically, it was called, I think, written back in the day. They most need freshening up. Spider-Man just needs a good script. I didn't think Andrew Garfield was bad. If they feel like they need to replace Andrew Garfield just to get to get people back in, because people are going to associate Andrew Garfield with the bad scripts, and that's a shame because he did a good job in the role. I know it wasn't everybody's Spider-Man, and some people found Tobey Maguire more of like the '60s version of Spider-Man. I kind of get that, but people tend to see Tobey Maguire and think like geek or nerd, and they don't see that with Andrew Garfield's character a lot because, you know, Spider-Man was geeky and nerdy and stuff like that. With geeky and nerdy has become a completely different lexicon nowadays, and means things very different in both in the way you act. Jockey people now pretend to be nerdy so that they can be popular. It's just the way things have waved and turned around. But I think he did a good job. I don't think the movies were good, but I think he did a good job. And him and, well, of course, they just had amazing chemistry that was not seen in any of the other ones. We'll get to that later. So my basic point is that Fantastic Four definitely needs a refresher. And if they're going to do something new, they're going to do something kind of fresh with it, and they're going to give us like a decent script. I'm still not sure about Doctor Doom. But I'm keeping my mind open. And my mind was pretty closed off when I read about the movie. I never did have any real serious problems with like if whatever color Johnny Storm or Sue is going to be or anything like that. Seriously, I mean, like, we have Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe is Miles Morales. What's the big deal? As long as you got a good story to go with it, then it doesn't matter like skin color or. I think it's going to be a kind of a fun watch. I'm hoping for the best. I mean, this could turn out to be a real clunker, but I'm feeling stronger on it now than I was before I saw the trailer. And that the first time, I'll be honest, that when the trailer didn't blow me over the first or second time I saw it. Then again, I watched it at work on break with the sounding really low on an iPhone, so it wasn't the best time to really watch it. Got to watch with my better half, and she was like, you know, that looks a little bit interesting. She wasn't sure. And we watched it a couple more times, and I said, this kind of reminds me of like more of the Ultimate type of Fantastic Four. And it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Now, that being said, let's get to my Blu-rays. I got a bunch of a bunch of superhero Blu-rays. We're going to like look at them, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on each one. And whether I think you should pick it up and add it to your superhero Blu-ray collection. I don't have a lot of superhero Blu-rays. I got a lot on DVD. I've got like the Batman anthology on DVD, and I got the Superman anthology on DVD because basically I've got it in that tin, and you know that's about as good as that thing gets. Thinking of down the road to replace it, and I'll just put like the Blu-ray edition into the tin type of thing, you know, and I'll keep the other one around because it's got the book and comic and all that. So enough rambling on. Let's get into the comic book DVDs, comic book Blu-rays that I'm going to give you my opinion on whether I thought they did a good job of the source of doing source material and whether you should, you know, pick them up or not. First off is this one here. It's the 25th anniversary collector's edition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series. So this one here has got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one. I think it was done in 1990. Yep, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time, and TMNT. I think I got some of the material taken out, but the movies are at least in here. Yeah, the movies came like these pizza type things. They're Blu-rays. And there was something else in here. I can't remember what else I had in there now. It was like a cloth or something, and a bunch of cards. But anyway, my thoughts on the TMNT series. I don't have the new one, but I will give my thoughts on that. Even before I get into this, I enjoyed the new one. I think that they got the Turtles extremely right. I think that there was rumors that William Finchner was originally supposed to be Shredder, and they kind of took that out when fans balked at it. You know what? I would not have minded if Finchner would have been Shredder. He's a really good actor, and he does a damn good job playing slimy, kind of like bad guy roles. He really excels at that. So I would have liked to see them like turn it a bit on its head and do something different with it. That being said, the Turtles in the new movie were spot on. Was the script the best? No, the script was not the best. There were characters that kind of annoyed me. I didn't mind Will Arnett as much as most people did, but still, he seemed a little out of place. Though I do like the guy; he's a good actor and all, but I wanted Casey Jones, just me personally, and I kind of wanted to see CM Punk. I know the rest of the guy, but I think he's kind of got the look. Don't you see him as Casey Jones, guys? Let me know. Okay, now the actual original Turtles films. The first movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is actually a really good film. I enjoyed it a lot when it came out. Is it like a perfect film or perfect for the source material? Maybe not perfect, but does what it needs to do. It introduces all the characters. We get a good grasp on each of the personalities. We meet Casey Jones, we meet April O'Neil. It gets things started, and it goes in the right direction. We get to see Shredder. And number 2 is pretty much a cheese fest. It's a double cheese fest. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The kind of the vanilla ice part was, you know, go Turtle. Yeah, it was pretty good. Go Ninja, go. That, yeah, I didn't mind that. Got me like popping up and down when I saw it. Hyped me. It was turtle time. Turtle power. And number 3, I didn't like. I really didn't like number 3. I really tried to like it because I love time travel movies, but I didn't. I mean, just no. And as for the animated one, I think is on here as well. For the life of me, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't remember a thing about it. I think I liked it back in the day, but it doesn't say much for TMNT if I can't remember it. Though maybe you guys can let me know. Maybe this is a way better movie than I remember. Maybe I should watch it again to kind of refresh myself. Maybe I should have done that before the video, but you know. Anyway, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Solid. So if you can find this one, I think this one is kind of out of print now. It's a cool little set. It's got like more stuff than I showed you in it. But that's like the kind of the crux of it. Now, does this qualify as a superhero movie? I think so. I'm not sure if you will, but I really do think so. I don't think we would have had SpiderMan come to the theater, not least the way it was done, unless we got this first. Darkman. Sure, yes, it's a movie first, but it did spawn off a comic book. And nothing... This is one of the most comic booky things that you were going to see. Aside from like the Tim Burton's Batman, stuff like that, you didn't get a lot of really good superhero movies taken seriously back in the day. And this was taken really seriously. This is a cool, dark superhero story. And for that, you know, I gotta say, love Darkman. It's a great one. It's a great Blu-ray. If you don't have this one in your Scream Factory collection, I do strongly recommend it. The cover is fantastic. The original cover, too, is, of course, the classic Darkman cover. And it's got some great features on it, including an interview with Liam Neeson, which is actually not even mentioned on the Blu-ray at all. So you go in there and you're like, wow, there's a Liam Neeson interview. We should have, since he was Darkman, they probably should have like advertised that. People pick it up. Yeah, just saying. Next up is my final Scream Factory comic book one, I think, and that is Swamp Thing. A lot of people find this really cheesy. Actually, I talked about this on Cathode Ray, and I think Lauren didn't enjoy it very much, but I really did, and I just really recently watched this one again. Actually, it was neat. I mean, it was. You got to remember, this was done back in like, oh God, 82, I think, 82, yeah, 82, and taking the material of the Swamp Thing was really hard to do. It was kind of like a very. It was a very heady project, something that would be hard to get on screen. People weren't taking comic movies really seriously in 1982. You got to remember, this is still back in the day when like kind of Super Friends was around, and comic books were very much, you know, comic movies were pretty much like they're campy. Batman, the 1966 series, was still being ran on TV and reruns, and superheroes pretty much was relegated to camp. And this, to a certain extent, does have a bit of campiness to it. But we got Louis Jourdan in here, Adrian Barbeau, Wes Craven's directing this movie here. I think it's, oh my God, what's his name? Ray Wise, and just some, I really did like this movie. Give it another chance. I mean, remember when it was done, and know that this wasn't the time when you had the gigantic budgets, and when superhero movies were not taken the way that they're taken now. They were not the big budget box office bonanzas. But this one actually is really well done. Ray Wise, I'm very proud of what you've done there. Next up is the very thick cased The Amazing Spider-Man. So I've spoken about The Amazing Spider-Man pretty much already. This here is a 3-disc set. It has it on DVD, and it's got the Blu-ray and a Blu-ray special features disc as well. As well as a code that I could redeem to apparently for a Spider-Man swinging suit for the video game. My son probably redeemed that already. So it's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. There's a bunch of stuff on it. What do I think of it? I was kind of disappointed with the way that the lizard looked. The effects seemed to be pretty good. I liked Andrew Garfield's take on the Spider-Man series. Again, it went much more of the Ultimate Spider-Man vein. Spider-Man's much more kind of a little bit hipper, a little bit cooler. He's still the geeky guy. He's still into the geeky stuff. But, you know, he's got his skateboard. He's not quite as, you know, he's the tortured kid, but he's not the, he's different. And it fits in like the updated kind of geek type of persona. It works. Overall, the chemistry between the lead actors is fantastic. He's better when he's not Spider-Man than when he is Spider-Man. But when he is Spider-Man, he gets the quips and the funniness down right. Something that Tobey Maguire, unfortunately, didn't get exactly right. Tobey Maguire looked like a great... I mean, looked like he walked right off the panel of the 1960s version Spider-Man comic book. But Andrew Garfield looked much more like, you know, he was much more a cooler guy. But he also got the Spider-Man part right. And that's the thing that I really liked about it. He actually got the quips and all that stuff. Right, so what do I suggest it? Yeah, I definitely suggest this is a cool boy. I mean, I'll even buy the second one. And there wasn't a lot I liked about the second one. I mean, I like the parts when they're not in the costumes. Seriously. Amazing Spider-Man. Not the best, but, you know, it's not Spider-Man 3. Here's a favorite. Seriously, I love this one. I've watched this one so many times. This may be one of my most watched superhero Blu-rays that I got. And it's a Justice League War. Unfortunately, I don't have very many of these DC ones. I really want more. Maybe if the Target's selling out here, like Target's pretty much didn't come into Canada and do it right, and just kind of, so it's going anyway. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll have some of these at Target on sale, some of the DC Blu-rays, because I'd like to get more of them. And I really would like to get that Target exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle slip as well. But anyway, Justice League War. Great one. This is the start of the new 52 series of superhero animated DC films. See, where Marvel gets a lot of their live action movies right and kind of flounders on their TV stuff and their animated series, DC really knocks out of the park with all their animated movies. They're just so good. That voice acting in this one is fantastic. It's great art style, fantastic story. It really lets you, like, it introduces you to the characters in a way that kind of lets you get to know them and get to know these iterations of these characters are like. I got a couple got a sneak peek of a Son of Batman. They're another very cool Batman film. I don't own it, but I have seen it. And for vintage cartoons, so check that out. Next up is, I so want to have the other part to this. I have not seen the other part. I just want to get the Ultimate Edition. I really do. Got to get that down the road. It's The Dark Knight Returns. Again, DC knocking it out of the park. Their animated stuff, such animated goodness. We get to meet Carrie Kelly in here. It's a very dark, very unique version of Batman. I liked it a lot. There's this really cool featurette called Batman and Me, the Bob Kane story. I really suggest you check that out. Just so much good stuff on this one here. If you've ever read Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, you know exactly what you're getting in for. And they do a really great job of animating like this really dark, very cool, very like groundbreaking at the time Batman story. So if you haven't checked this one out, I really suggest you do. Let me know what the second half is like. A lot of people don't think of this as a comic book movie, but it actually is. And The Adventures of Tintin. I did not go into this thinking much at all. I really didn't think this was going to be any good. I'd seen some of the animation. I wasn't like sold on computer animation. I knew that what's his name, Jamie Bell, the guy's playing the the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie was going to be playing Tintin in this. Kind of wasn't sure on him as well. But man, this freaking rocked. I mean, we got like from Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson, screenplay by Stephen Moffat, Edgar Wright, and Joe Cornish. How could I have not thought this was going to be amazing? And it was. If you're a Tintin fan, this is pure gold to you. They really got everything but the Tintin character right. Tintin and Snowy. It's just a fun, like, thrill ride of an adventure. I'm missing this one in theater. I actually got this one on a Boxing Day sale, but you know what? It won't happen again. When the second Tintin movie comes out, I'm going to go to the theater and see it because I really missed out. Now for the one that has controversy. Watchmen. This is the director's cut. I know. A lot of you guys don't like Zack Snyder, or you don't like Watchmen, or you think that it was an unfilmable movie, unfilm a comic book, and it shouldn't have been a movie. Well, Inherent Vices was considered to be unfilmable too, and this was brilliant. And I think Zack Snyder did a damn good job. Casting of this is incredible. I mean, you cannot look at me straight in the eyes and tell me that, oh man, I gotta get his name here because he really deserves it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan did not look amazing as a comedian, and that we did not have the perfect Rorschach on here. Way better than it gets credit for. Way better. I'm completely serious here. This isn't. You could not do exactly what was done back then. You have to understand, Watchmen, like movies like V for Dead and stuff like that, are highly, they got a kind of political undercurrents running through them, things that really sit with that time and really like go within that time period. And Watchmen's just so much so. Watchmen, V for Dead, they're all like reactions to like the way that the world could go, to the whole like Thatcherism that was going on, and Reaganism and stuff. And you know what? I really do. I do think this was way underrated as a film. I thought they did a great job with the movie, and haven't checked it out, you really should. Is it the perfect movie adaptation? Maybe not, but you know what? It was definitely good enough for me. Watch it over again anytime. I think it's one of the better superhero movie adaptations, and it really doesn't get the credit for it. And it gets it right. You know, when there's so many movies out there that's like going off and steering in different directions, it gets it right. And what else can you ask for from a film but keeping the heart of the source material and going with that? Next up is X-Men First Class, and hands down, I love this film. The casting of this film is amazing. James McAvoy made a really great Professor X. I really didn't think he would. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique was incredible. The White Queen, I mean, she looked amazing. We got Sebastian Shaw. I just loved pretty much everything about this. It was pretty much a kind of a 60s like thriller, and I'm just kind of like a spy thriller, and I really dug this one actually. This is a Blu-ray digital copy version. Everybody's seen this, so we're going with that. I just love that movie, and I like the sequel as well. For if nothing else, getting rid of Part 3. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I didn't like this. I didn't like this very much at all. Why is it in my collection? Because it's part of a 2-pack actually, and Future Shop did a bunch of these 2-packs. This is one of the ones that came with it, and it's an okay movie to watch every once in a while, but it's a horrible representation of the source material. And it could have been good. I mean, we had some decent casting in here. Love Stuart Townsend, Peter Wilson, and of course Sean Connery. But there's all sorts of wrong in this one. They should have followed this up because it really needs a good sequel to straighten this one up, or just at this point they're gonna, I guess, have to revamp it, redo it one of these days. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a really cool comic. It gets really brutal. Hyde is an extremely brutal character, especially if you read the second series. Oh, damn, what he does is just very brutal. I mean, with the Invisible Man, and So if you read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Next up is one that I read the comic. I think I read the comic and actually kind of forgot that this was an actual comic book superhero movie, and it was a Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass, I think, I'm pretty sure that it's definitely a movie that's liked by most, if not all, and I'm included. I really do like it. I think it's a fun movie. Kick-Ass 2 is good. I don't know. I have not seen Kick-Ass 2 yet. Two more to go, and one of them is very controversial. And that is The Man of Steel. How do I feel about The Man of Steel? Well, he's not Christopher Reeve. That is the greatest Man of Steel of all time. That being said, I really did enjoy this movie. I mean, when I watched this here, I looked at it, and I saw, like, you know, I knew it wasn't perfect, but I really, I couldn't get on the hate train. I had fun with this movie. I mean, like a lot of people look at this and this is not my Superman. And this probably wasn't Superman that I grew up with either, but it definitely is like the modern incarnation of Superman, and I just enjoyed it. I really did enjoy this movie. It was a perfect no. There's a lot of things wrong with this movie. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of flaws in this film. The most glaring flaw is when the Lois Superman kiss is just rushed. It's out of place. It makes no sense within the storyline. But that being said, one thing that does make sense that a lot of people don't really catch on to is the intensity and just the scope of the battle between Zod and Superman. It's just incredible. Buildings fall. You know, people are inevitably probably crushed. We don't get to like really see it. But it's kind of hinted at that people are, you know, there are casualties. And when two people with the power of gods collide, that's going to happen. It's the most realistic super battle that I've seen in a comic book movie. So for that reason alone, Man of Steel definitely gets a nod from me. My personal favorite Batman film of all time. The 1989 Batman film. Michael Keaton, the guy that everybody thought was going to be horrible as Batman. Just knocked it out of the park. He did a fantastic job, and it was a great representation of the comic book at the time. I mean, even watching this to this day, you get that kind of cool feel to it. It's the art, kind of like deco look of the of Gotham is incredible. Gotham looks like it's part of the like it should be. It looks like a character in the film itself. It's different. It's unique. It's the one thing that was missing in the new Christopher Nolan films. And I'm definitely going to go back now that I have the Batman series, which we're set to see in a second now, and rewatch the Christopher Nolan films and give them another chance. I'm kind of like just going to get myself out of the, like, this is not my Batman type of look and feel, and sit back and watch them again and say, okay, this is like this generation's Batman. It's beloved. I like the third movie pretty good, except for the couple parts where Batman ended up definitely like a jackass to a couple people, and the silliness at the end with Tom Hardy's character of Bane turns to a complete pussy at the end. But this one here, I loved it from beginning to end. I can watch this over and over again. I never get bored. Prince music, I actually dig that. I'm a big Prince fan, so Prince doing these like songs never seem out of place because of where they're used. It's like the Prince songs are usually used within like Joker scenes and stuff like that, and the freneticness and kind of the weird strangeness of the whole like Prince version of the soundtrack was just incredible, and it mixes well with the Danny Elfman music. We got a spot-on cast here, and Pat Hingle would not be my personal choice for Commissioner Gordon, but yeah, for what what he does back then, it's like a smaller role character. He does a good job. Billy Dee Williams does a great job as Harvey Dent. I really wished he'd played him in the third movie, and I don't think we would have got the campy movie that we would have got if he would have been in the role. But definitely love this one here. This is my my very proud Ditch Book edition of this. And of course, last but not least, I just spoke about it slightly. The limited edition Dark Knight Trilogy collection. Numbered 123,844 of 141,500. I have spoken about Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Trilogy before, and I gave it a hard rap. I really did. And for that, I actually am truly sorry, because he did do some great work on the film. I think that Scarecrow could have been better done. Not better casted, it's perfectly casted. I just think we could have had like a more of a comic booky feel to it, more of like a costume thing. I think he went too much for the realism in some scenes, but I want to like kind of clean the palette and rewatch this. Maybe do it like in one sitting and just like watch the 3 films, and then like listen to the featurette on like Nolan. There's like an extra disc on here where there's an interview with Nolan talking about what his thoughts on the movie was and what he wanted to do. So I kind of really want to see that. Getting really hyped for this. We got this on Boxing Day, which is after Boxing Day, with some gift cards that we'd gotten. So it was like $39, and I think we paid, well, nothing for it really. Maybe we paid the taxes or something. But again, it's a beautiful box set. Just some great stuff in there. If you haven't seen my box video, just go back and watch it. It's a really good video. At least I think so. And that's it. I'm kind of excited with the Fantastic Four movie. The Ant-Man movie's got me a little bit, man, I'm still like, I've tried to get hyped about Ant-Man because it's a character I like, but, and I like Paul Rudd. I don't like Michael Douglas, but this movie just is leaving me cold. Fantastic Four movie, surprisingly, is starting to get me interested. Let me know what you think. I mean, before you just go out and like just say, oh, I hated the trailer, just give it one more watch. Think about it like not as a Fantastic Four that you used to seeing in the movie theater, or maybe that you read like in comics when you were a kid, but like think a lot more like the Ultimate Fantastic Four, more like kind of with a very science fiction feel to it, kind of like and see, think about the fact that Fantastic Four hasn't really worked on screen very well. They're trying something different, and that may be just what the Fantastic Four needs. Fantastic Four is not a comic that stayed stagnant on like just on its own merit. The Fantastic Four has been mixed up. We've had different people in the group. The Thing has left. We've had She-Hulk in the Fantastic Four. We had the short-lived Fantastic Four with like Ghost Rider and the Hulk and Spider-Man and I think Wolverine, which was put in there just because they're really popular characters at the time. But that being said, maybe I will watch some of the features on the bonus disc of this now, because I'm kind of curious. Have a great night, guys. For me right now, it's time for tea, and for the giant lobster head, he's chilling.